Hello and good evening, everyone. I am architect Nishtha Joshi. As you all can see, I am an alumnus of SPA Bhopal. I am here with THiNC Institute of Design to take a live session on architectural awareness. This session is very special because today we will be discussing some previous year questions. Before I move ahead with that, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a conservation architect. You have been meeting me regularly through these live sessions with THiNC Institute of Design. And in these sessions, we discuss about various topics that are related to both JEE, Paper 2 and Nata, which are the entrance exams for architecture or Bachelors of Architecture college entrance. So the topic that we will be discussing today is also very important, and I'm sure it will also prove very fruitful for you when you are preparing for your exams, for your upcoming exam, that is NATA 2024. The questions that we will be discussing in this session are from NATA 2022 session 1 evening question paper, and I've handpicked a few questions which are related to architectural awareness. Just like always, these questions are of a variety of types so that you can discuss these questions. You can understand the different type of questions that can come in the exam, and you also have an idea as to how you can prepare for various topics for your upcoming exam. In this session, we also tell you about how to tackle a particular kind of question, how to understand these questions within time limit, how to try and figure out the answers for various kind of questions. And mind you, there is a different way to solve each and every kind of question. There are some direct questions, of course, to which we get the answers as per our knowledge, as per our memory. We have already studied them, we remember the answer and we can answer them. But there are some questions which are trickier. There are some questions which also need us or require us to think. So how we can answer such type of questions, that also we will be discussing in this session. And we also have a different kind of question in today's class, that is multiple correct answer type of question or multiple select type question. In these questions, more than one answer can be correct. So we also have a few examples of those questions that we will be taking up in this live. So stay tuned. All the questions are actually very different from each other. They're actually very interesting. And in this session, I also want you to talk to me. I also want you to interact. I also want you all to give the answers to each and every question in the comment section. So without wasting any more time, we'll straight away start with the first question. So this is very interesting. In the last few years, these type of questions have been coming in NATA almost in every paper. A paragraph is given to you. In this paragraph, detailed description of one or the other topic will be given. Then there will be 4 to 5 points. As you can see, there is A, B, C, and D at the bottom of this paragraph. Then on the basis of these points, there will be 4 to 5 follow-up questions. And keeping in mind the content that you've read in this paragraph, you have to answer those questions. Now, this paragraph appears on the screen only for a few seconds. In that time duration, you have to understand this paragraph and memorize whatever information was there in it so that you can answer the follow-up questions. So I'll just read this paragraph quickly for you. It is about vernacular architecture. Vernacular architecture means local or traditional architecture that has been made by using local materials and local construction techniques of any particular region. So vernacular architecture is an architectural language built in direct response to readily available materials, climate, and the sheltering needs of the local people. Materials of construction and form making navigate a curious mix of heat, cold, dryness, humidity, and heavy rainfall using indigenous materials. Some of the indigenous roofing materials used in vernacular constructions of tropical and temperate climates are. So please note that here they are talking about the materials that are used in just one particular type of climatic zone, which is tropical and temperate climatic zone. So in this zone, these are the following indigenous materials or the local materials that are used in construction. Please listen to the next part very carefully. A is bamboo. Bamboo is split and used as roof tiles or woven into mats to use as partitions. Now B is cane. There is a difference between bamboo and cane. Please don't get confused. B is cane. Cane, being a flexible stem, provides many opportunities for the design and shape of the roof. C is grass thatch. Grass thatch is a very old roofing method wherein the grass is densely packed and layered to shed water away from the roof. And D, coconut leaves. Coconut leaves are used for roofing in their natural form as they are cut from the tree, or alternatively the leaf blades are woven into mats. Now these 4 points were given to you from the given set of 4 images that will be coming in the following slides. You have to identify the vernacular roofing material. So what you have to do is you have to look at that image and you have to tell me which one is it, A, B, C or D. I'm repeating it again. A is bamboo, B is cane, C is grass thatch, and D is coconut leaves. Now I'll be showing you the first image. Look at this image and tell me which one is it. A, B, C, and D. I hope you remember your options. Now answer it correctly in the comment section and then I will let you know the right answer. Of course, the right answer is B. This is a roof made out of cane. It also matches the description that was given. So if you're not able to understand what the material is, please remember the description that was given with that material and try to match it with the image. So the answer will come automatically to you. Now this is the next image. Which one do you think is this? You have to focus on the roofing material. Is it A, B, C or D? We already know that the previous one was B, that is cane. So there is a slight less chance that this will be B again. It can be something else, A, C or D. The right answer is C. C was thatch. Then this is the next image. Look at this carefully. This is a slightly different material, but I hope you can recognize it. Is it A, bamboo, B, cane, C, thatch or D, coconut? Coconut leaves. Yes, the right answer is D, that is coconut leaves. And this is the last one. There is a possibility that the material has been repeated. There is a possibility that it is a new material. Please look at this image carefully. I think this is the easiest one to understand because we recognize this material very nicely. So tell me, is it A, B, C or D? Yes, the right answer is A, that is bamboo. So I'll go to the next question now. Here we're talking about cavity walls. I hope you all are aware with cavity walls. These are walls that help in a particular thing, a particular activity or particular feature in a building. Construction of cavity walls as external walls to protect the building from the outside heat or cold, as the hollow space between two walls acts as an. Now, what is the feature that it is providing? Is it acting as a destructive material? Is it acting as an insulating material? C, fireproofing material or D, cladding material? Please understand the statement correctly, nicely. Construction of cavity walls as an external wall to protect the building from the outside heat or cold, as the hollow space between two walls acts as an. Now tell me which one of these features will protect a building from heat. Destructive material, insulating material, fireproofing material or cladding material. I think this is very easy. You all already know the answer. And yes, of course, it is B, insulating material. And insulating material in between two walls, in between the gap, basically between two walls, will be the material which will protect the building from excess heat. So we make insulating walls or cavity walls in places where there is extreme heat and when we want to protect the inner environment from the excessive heat. Next question. Which one of the following terms is used to indicate the art of building structures in stones? Notice the key terms here. Art of building structures in stone, meaning stone will be the main material from which the building will be constructed. Your options are bond, prefabrication, masonry, and load bearing. So what is the construction technique in which we construct with stone known as? Is it A, B, C or D? Please answer in the comment section. Yes, the right answer is C, that is masonry. All types of construction that we do either with stone or bricks are known as masonry. When we construct with bricks, it is known as brick masonry, and when we construct with stone, it is known as stone masonry. So C will be the right answer. Now you can see the next question on your screen. The Padmanapuram Palace, a Travancore era palace in Takale, is predominantly built in which material? So you have to name the material out of which the Padmanapuram Palace has been constructed. Your options are A, laterite stone, B, sandstone, C, timber, and D, marble. Since this is a very famous and very important structure, I'm sure you know this answer already. And this is a question that has been repetitively asked in the examinations. This was not the first time when this question was asked, but it has also been asked previously in one of the previous years in Nata exam. So can you tell me what the right answer is? Laterite stone, sandstone, timber, or marble? The right answer is C, that is timber. Timber is the primary material out of which this palace has been made. In very few parts, like the foundation, laterite stone, which is a locally available stone, available in abundance in the region, that has been used just to strengthen a few parts, like the footing and the foundation. Apart from that, everything else, majority of this palace has been made in timber. I would like to take this opportunity and also let you know about our upcoming crash batches for NATA preparation. We are starting with two new online crash course batches. First one on 20th March and the second one from 25th March. Please don't let this opportunity go. Just like we discussed these amazing topics very briefly in these live sessions, we discuss the topics in a great amount of detail in our regular online classes. We go to the depths of each and every topic that is very important for your upcoming exam. We also discuss such previous year question papers in these classes, and we also try to solve your doubts and queries. So all in all, it is a win-win situation. Please don't waste any more time. You can see a number on your screen. You can just drop a WhatsApp message on this number and let us know that you're interested, and we will let you know all the other details for joining this online crash batch. We will discuss the next question now. Which of the following were not a part of the Indus Valley civilization? Now, this is a question related to history of architecture. You all already know about Indus Valley civilization. We also study about it in our school curriculum in history. So I think that everyone can answer this. You have to tell me which feature is not a part of Indus Valley. Your options are underground drainage system, figurines in clay, citadels, and temples. Which one do you think is the right answer? Do you think we had a well-developed underground system, underground drainage system in Indus Valley? Do you think we find remains of clay figurines in the excavation? Do you think a citadel has been excavated from Indus Valley sites? And do you think there have been temple remains that have been found in the excavation? Which one was not there? You have to tell me that. The correct answer is D, temples. Temples are something that were not found in excavations from the Indus Valley civilization. Apart from temples, we find all the other three things. We find remains of citadels from Indus Valley towns and cities. We find remains of clay figurines, clay toys, and many other objects like utensils made out of clay. We also find the remains of a well-developed underground drainage system. So D will be the answer. D, temples was not a part of Indus Valley. So similar kind of questions can come related to history of architecture as well. These questions can be related to various ancient civilizations. They can be related to the modern or the newer civilizations, empires like Greek and Roman Empire. They can be a part of Hindu temple architecture. They can be about Islamic architecture and many other topics. So history is also a very important part that you need to cover while your preparations are going on. Now you have the next question on your screen. This is a very easy one. I think everyone that aspires to be an architect knows it already, or at least should know it. Which is the oldest architectural school in India? Like, which was the first college or department of architecture that was started in India? Your options are School of Architecture at MS University, Baroda, Sir J.J. School of Architecture, Mumbai, School of Architecture at Arts College, Lucknow, and the Department of Architecture, IIT Kharagpur. I think that there is no doubt in this one. You all can easily let me know in the comments which is the right answer here. And I'll also tell this very quickly to you. The right answer is B, that is Sir J.J. College of Architecture in Mumbai. That was the first school of architecture that was established in India. Next question. In which year was the RIBA Gold Medal awarded to architect Balakrishna V. Doshi, also commonly known as Sir B.V. Doshi? Your options are 2022, 2017, 2018, and 2019. Now, I hope that you all are well aware with the RIBA awards, the RIBA Gold Medal, which is a very prestigious gold medal in the field of architecture. There are very few but very prominent awards that are given in the field of architecture, and RIBA being one of them. It is also recognized as one of UK's highest honor for architecture, which is given on an international level, international platform. These gold medals are given to people who had some significant influence in the field of architecture. These people can be from any part of the world, but they should have given some significant amount of contribution, or they should have had a very good influence in the field of architecture, either directly or indirectly, some way or the other in the advancement and growth of architecture and technology. So, in which year our pioneer architect B.V. Doshi received this award? The right answer for this is A, 2022. Okay, now this is a very interesting question. When you look at it first, you will think that it is a bit complicated or you need to do a lot of calculation, but a lot of it actually also depends on common sense. Okay, there are 4 images that are given to you. You have to identify the ideal sectional diagram if the person has to reach from 0 level, that is 0 meters or ground level, to 1.5 meter level, assuming the stairs are designed with the standard rise of 150 mm. Now, you just tell me, just by this basic calculation, what will be the number of steps that will be required? If one step has a height, one step or one step's riser has a height of 150 mm, and you have to reach a height of 1.5 meter level, what will be the number of steps that will be required? Just identify that. Once you know the number, it becomes so easy for you to identify which one is the right option. A, B, C, or D. Yes, you are right. We will be requiring 10 steps to climb 1.5 meter if each step is 150 mm high. So which one of these has 10 steps? Which one of these illustrations? The first one has more than 10 steps. The B one has very less steps. It only has 6 to 7 steps, again less than 10. C has exactly 10 steps and D has 9 steps. So the right answer will be C. The person who's standing at C can easily reach from 0 level to 1.5 meter level when the standard rise is of 150 mm. 150 mm is actually the regular height of riser that we take in most of the situations. Very few times it happens that because of some reason or some site restriction, we change the size a little bit. So as I was telling you, there are some multiple select type questions as well where more than one answers are correct. So this is one of those questions. It can be a bit confusing as well because there is one restriction in these type of questions. The restriction being you will only get marks if all the answers that you have chosen are correct. So there is a possibility that the question is asking for 4 right answers. There is a possibility that there are more than 4 right options. So you can choose any of those 4, any 4 out of those right options. But the 4 that you are choosing should all be correct. If 3 are correct and 1 is wrong, then you won't be getting any marks for these type of questions. All four options that you are choosing should be correct. Now let me read this question for you. Choose any four most appropriate principles of design which can be commonly observed in the given image. So there is an image on your screen. You have to look at it. First of all, they show the image to you in the exams. So you carefully notice this image. Mind that marks will only be awarded if all the four answers are right. Now your options are layers, fluidity, symmetry, repetition, imbalance, focal point, foreshortening, distortion, and I, concentric. Look at all of these options and tell me in the comment section which ones do you think are the right answers here. Do you think a focal point being created in any part of this image? Do you think that there is fluidity? Can you see different layers? Can you see any sort of symmetry in this composition? Do you think there is some focal point here? Do you think there is some sort of distortion? Do you think there is imbalance? Do you think that these squares are concentric to each other? Think about each and every term and what they mean. Now, you can only answer this type of question when you know what all the principles of design are, what all of these terms mean. In our regular online classes, we discuss all of these terms in so much detail. We look at so many examples related to each and every principle of design that it automatically comes to you when you are solving these sort of questions in the exam. So I'll go straight to the answers now. The right answer to this particular question are A, C, D, F, L. Meaning there are 5 correct options. A, C, D, F, L. Now, if you choose any 4 out of these 5, you get the full marks. We'll go back and look again what are these 5 options, okay? A is layers. Then C is symmetry. We can see a lot of layers. We can see symmetry. Symmetry means when I look at LHS and when I look at RHS, they are somewhat mirror images of each other. Or you can also see symmetry in up and down. Like you can make an imaginary line horizontally from the center. And the symmetry either should be vertical or horizontal. So C, symmetry will also be correct. D, repetition. Because we see a pattern that is repeating. Same type of lines that are repeating. Then F and L. So focal point, of course, we can see a very clear focal point forming at the center. And L, concentric, because all these squares are concentric, meaning one inside the other. Just like there are concentric circles, these are concentric squares. So these will be all the correct answers. Again, another question of similar kind. So here also you will be able to see an image on the top of your screen. Just look at this image carefully. Now you will see multiple points below the image. Again, you have to identify 4 most correct principles of design that you think go with this composition. All 4 should be correct. Your options are progression. Progression means progressing or growing. Then distortion, something that is not well-oriented, something that distorts. Then asymmetry, something which is not symmetric or is not an mirror image of the half part of the same. Like if I draw a axis at the center, from the center of this image, the LHS should be a mirror image of the RHS. That is symmetry. But the symmetry is, if the symmetry is not there, then this image becomes asymmetric. Then next is radial. Radial means going around in a concentric pattern or starting from a center point and going around in a radial pattern. Then parallelism. Parallelism means the act of having parallel lines. Then focal point. Focal point means one focus point or one area to which all the other lines are meeting. Then rhythm. Rhythm is created when movement or pattern or repetition happens. Then static. Static means something which is stable or stagnant. And dynamic. Dynamic means something which is very vibrant, energetic, something that is not static, which is not staying at one point. So very briefly, I can tell you these are the simple meanings of these principles, but of course, we need much more time to understand them well. But by this explanation, can you tell me what are the right answers here? This one only has 5 correct answers. Out of these 5, any four can be chosen correctly. Of course, we see progression in this one. We see asymmetry. This is not symmetric. D, it is radial. Yes, of course, it is radial. F, there is a focal point at the one side, and in this focal point, all the other lines are meeting. Then I, it is dynamic. It is not static, not stagnant, but it is dynamic and very vibrant. Now, next question. You have to identify the correct pair for me here. I know that this is again a very different kind of question as compared to all the questions that we have previously discussed, because as I already told you, all the questions are not of the same type or even of the same format. The format also keeps on changing from question to question, especially in Nata. They try to give you a variety of questions to confuse you. The time limit is also very bounded. So even though at times you know the right answer, because of pressure, because of the time limit, you get confused. To avoid that, we need to solve all of these previous year question papers. We need to practice and practice with time limit so that we can appear very nicely, very confidently, very calmly in the exam, and we can write a very good exam. So you have to identify the correct pair for me in this particular question. The name of the architects is given on one side and the name of their projects is given. You have to tell me which one is the correct pair. A, Charles Correa and IIM Bangalore. B, Louis I. Kahn and IIM Ahmedabad. C, Le Corbusier and IIM Bangalore. And D, B.Des and IIM Ahmedabad. So some options are also repetitive, as you can see, and only one correct pair. Which one is it? The right answer is B, that is Louis I. Kahn and IIM Ahmedabad. So I'm sure that you all have seen the images of IIM Ahmedabad. It is a very beautiful building where Louis I. Kahn has used best of his principles and ideas. You can see large openings. You can see a very good play of light and shadow, which is the most interesting feature that Louis I. Kahn used in most of his projects. So IIM Ahmedabad is actually a spectacle, a picture in which you can see all of the best features that Louis I. Kahn's architecture or his design style has to offer. It is a very good project and you should read more and more about it to learn more about architecture and architecture styles. Next question, you have to look at this image and you have to tell me who is the architect who has designed this building. First of all, can you tell me in the comment section which building is it? What is this building that we can see on our screens? It is a very important and very famous building. So I'm sure you all must be able to identify it. Now your options are Mies van der Rohe, F.L. Wright or Frank Lloyd Wright, and C. Philip Johnson, and D. Le Corbusier. Can you tell me what the right answers are? The right answer is D, Le Corbusier. Le Corbusier is the architect who has designed this particular building. And were you able to identify which building was that? Tell me in the comment section the name of this building. I've already given you a very big hint. That is the name of the architect, Le Corbusier, who has designed this particular building, a landmark building, one of his most famous projects in India. And this is in the city of Chandigarh. So I think that is hint enough. And you can identify this building by now. The reason why we need to study such structures is because many questions come in the exam related to famous buildings. When you're studying any famous building, you just need not look at the building or look at the name of that building, but study about the materials which have been used in constructing that building. What are the, what is the style in which that building has been made? the colors, basic elements, or some special features if they are there in that building, and of course the architect who has designed that particular building. So when you read all of this, you are also able to connect more. You can retain that information in a better way, because now there is not just the name of a building or the image of a building in your mind, but you have the important features. You can look at the features in the image that is given to you and identify that, okay, this is that particular building that I read about. When you also know the name of the architect, you can also relate it with the building and you can retain that knowledge, because many questions come on the topic famous architects as well in Nata and JEE paper 2 both. I think this will be one of the last questions for this live session. Where do the projection lines converge in a perspective sketch? Now, this is very easy. I think you all can instantly answer this. Where are the converging lines going in a perspective sketch that we draw? Ground line, vanishing point, horizon line, or D, eye level? This one is very easy. The answer is B, that is vanishing point. All the lines converge to the vanishing point in a perspective sketch. Which out of the following color model specifies green as a basic color? Your options are A, Munsell color system, B, natural color system, C, RGB, that is red, green, blue, or D, CMYK. The right answer to this is A, Munsell color system, that recognizes green as a basic color. Now, this will be the last question for this live session, but a very interesting one, leaves you a lot of room for thought. A chair is given on your screen. The image is shown to you. The chair, named the Pantone chair, which was designed by Werner Pantone, was made with a new material in the year 1967. Why we are calling it a new material? Because before this, this particular material had not been used in making anything related to construction or architecture or furniture design. So this was a new material altogether in the market, and this new material was used as an experiment in making this furniture. But it later on became very influential. It became a very big part of the industry of furniture design and architecture. And it proved to be a very influential material that was used for years after this. What was this material? Your options are A, glass, B, nylon, C, plastic, or D, stainless steel. Looking at this image also can tell you a lot about the material. I think you have already guessed it. The answer is C, that is plastic. And plastic, of course, proved to be a revolutionary material which has been used since that time till now in many different aspects of architecture, furniture design, interior design, and overall in the construction industry. So that were all the questions that I wanted to discuss with you in this live session. I really, really hope that this live session was fruitful for all of you. I hope that you got to learn a lot of new things. Again, I would like to remind you about our upcoming crash course batches that are starting on 2 different dates. We have 2 new batches starting. First one on 20th March and the second one starts from 25th March. Please don't let this opportunity go. You can see the number on your screen. Please note this number down and just drop us a WhatsApp message saying you're interested in joining our crash batches, and we'll do the rest for you. With that, I am architect Nishtha Joshi signing off. I hope this was a very fruitful session. Please reach out to us through the comment section for any queries or doubts, and we'll meet you again in the next live session. Thanks for joining.